CQ. Hello, CQ. CQ, the Old Friends Net. Time for the Tuesday edition of the Old Friends Get Together. The Old Friends Net meets 3 times a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. on this frequency, 3715 plus or minus. And Sundays at 6 p.m. Same frequency. The Old Friends Net's carried out in the Amplitude Modulation mode. And while we're sort of focused on vintage gear, anybody that can generate an AM signal is welcome to join us. This net is also a roundtable style net. I'll take check-ins a couple times through the net and get everybody seated at the table and make transmissions one after the other. And this is a great place to sell gear or try and find something you're looking for, or a bit or piece of knowledge to help you fix something, because there's a pretty good knowledge base among the group here. So, let's see. If you'd like to participate in it today, please give W4MEC a call and come now.
N4LQ.
K4GN. WB4ARK.
Z4 Bravo.
WB4NKL4R.
WB4NKM. K3OS.
WA4EVK.
Okay, I had a major pile up there after George K4GDN. Let me tell you what I have so far. Steve N4LQ, George K4GDN, Buddy WB4ARK, Brian KN4R, Larry WB4NKM, Gary K3OS, and Boone WA4EVK. Now, if the two or three fellows that are at the same time right after George would come again, try.
KZ4 Bravo, KZ4 Bravo.
WB4NKL. Okay, I'm putting a little sidebar here that says KZ4 Bravo, W2CQH, and WB4NKL, who doubled, but I was able to get that out of there. Who else in that group that tried to check in?
Did you get Brian?
Yeah, but yeah, I did get Brian. He was patient. Okay, here's a list. We'll just put it together here. LQ, GDN, 4 Bravo, CQH, NKL, ARK, 4R, NKM, OS, and EVK. And let me stand by one more time in case there's somebody uber late check in. Anybody else? Okay. And I hope everybody got that list correct. I'm going to do it one more time due to the confusion. Again, we have LQ, GDN, 4R, CQH, NKL, ARK. I'm sorry. What did I say? I'm screwing up my own list. I'm quitting now, and I'm going back to bed. Goodbye. No. We're going to try this one more time and get it right this time. N4LQ, K4GDN, KZ4B, W2CQH, WB4NKL, WB4ARK, KN4R, WB4NKM, K3OS, and WA4EVK. All right. So let's get started finally. And we got 47 degrees here in Henderson County, and clear skies. And I don't give the Hendersonville temp because it's always warmer. I went into town yesterday to get some food, and I was wearing my flannel shirt here because it was it was cool here, cool enough to be outside. I wanted this flannel shirt on, and when I got to town, I had to take it off. So that must be all the heat from the asphalt. So anyway, let's get started with N4LQ in the group, W4MEC.
Okay. W4MEC, N4LQ, and good morning. Everybody's sounding good. The band is super duper quiet. The sky is clear, and it is cold here. 55. A while ago I looked at it and it was 46. The temperature went up like a rocket. And I think it's supposed to get up to about 72 or so here today, so it's going to be a beautiful day. And unfortunately, I think this is Taco Bell Day, where once a week I am forced to eat there, but it's the way it goes. So anyway, George, I think you're next. K4GDN, N4LQ.
Okay, N4LQ in the groups, K4GDN. And the band is quiet, but a little bit weak here in Myrtle Beach. And I'm running the Viking 2, receiving on the HRO 50, feeding the center-fed dipole through a little matchbox. And it's in the upper 40s or in the low 50s right now. And I didn't really catch for sure who I should turn it to. I believe it's 4 Bravo, but if that's not correct, Charlie, please straighten me out. So, KZ4B, K4GDN.
Okay, K4GDN and the group KZ4 Bravo. Fine business, George. You are very weak here, not maybe Q2, and but everybody else is coming in stronger. And Steve, so far you win the trophy for the strongest signal. Handles John, QTH is east side of Lake Norman, and we're running the usual T150 night transmitter, driving an Ameritron AL1500, which in turn is feeding directly without a tuner a resonant 80-meter inverted V type hole. So over to W2CQH and the group KZ4B, over.
WB4NKL. Okay, Reed. A little light on the copy here, but I copied most of what you got there. I'm probably not copying me. I'm on the command set running about 65 watts of carrier. And it started out at 35 degrees here, but it's warmed up to 47 already. It's supposed to be on the way to 70. It never did get very warm yesterday. About 52, I think, was the high. So looking forward to the 70-degree weather. But I'm going to have to get out, and it's time to mow the grass again, mow the yard. So I guess that'll save that for after lunch when it does warm up some. So send it on around. Go ahead, buddy. WB4ARK, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL, WB4ARK. Okay, Cliff. Everybody's got a pretty good signal, except Reed is a little light today.
but readable. It's clear sky here. Pretty chilly. Not too bad though. And thank goodness no rain. We've had enough rain here for a while now, so let the grass grow. We got a little bit of work done at my son's shop yesterday, and so with that, I guess we'll turn it over to, I don't know who it goes to. I had, well, KN4R, I think. This is WB4ARK.
Okay, buddy. WB4ARK in the group. KN4R, Brian, Cheryl's Ford. I guess this would be the west side of the lake, and where it's 50 degrees. And I'm on the GRC9 here. Helped with a little amplifier, running about 65 watts as well, maybe 70 watts. So Cliff, the command set sounds marvelous. And good morning to everybody. I'm not copying Dr. Reed, but I do hear his carrier in there. But and Steve, very good on Taco Bell Tuesday. We have a new Taco Bell here in Cheryl's Ford, and we've been there once, but quite frankly, it was very expensive. And I don't know if the pricing for a new location is more than the existing one. So we'll have to compare prices sometime. So anyway, let's keep it moving. WB4NKM, Larry, to take it in the group. KN4R.
Yeah, KN4R, WB4NKM. Thank you, Brian. And good morning to the group. This is Larry. I'm located in Wise, Virginia. Well, we've got 45 degrees here. We had 32 when I got up this morning, and it's warmed up to 45. Hopefully we'll get some of that 70 up here. Running a Johnson Ranger 1 with little Maritron 811 amplifier behind that, running about 150 watts. And the receiver's Hammerlin HQ170A. Antenna's end-fed half-wave. Everybody's sounding good. I could hear George down on the coast, and also heard Reed up here. So I guess the band's stretching out a little bit before it dies. So that's about it. Good to be in here this morning. I'll send her on to Gary, K3OS, WB4NKM.
All right, Larry, WB4NKM and the group from K3OS. Good morning. From Hickory. Let's see, I'm watching some meters here. There it goes. Yeah, about the same, very similar weather here. And beautiful day. Had a little fog this morning, but that was kind of quick and dissipated very quickly. So I think today is a good day to get. I'm going to get outside and get rid of the pollen. At least try to get rid of at least one layer of pollen. Conditions are fairly light here on this side of the state at this hour today. The guys who are normally strong, Buddy and others, are kind of not so strong, and even on the command set. So it's just conditions. So running the Kenwood twins this morning into the amp about 100 watts here. So that's about what we got. Over to you, Boone. WB4EVK, K3OS.
K3OS in the group, WA4EVK. Well, I hope my signal's in there. I changed antennas around yesterday, so I may be pretty light myself. Who knows? That's about the story here. Running an AF68 into a Swan Mark 1. into a in-bed half-wave cut for 80, with the receiver being the SDR play 2. And that kind of describes the equipment. It's kind of chilly here. Been working outside, so when it gets warmed up a little bit, I'll be back at it this year. So life is oriented toward the yard, getting it into shape. And with that, I think, Steve, it comes back to you. So N4LQ, WA4EDK.
No, comes back to me. Just want to be sure. WA4EDK, W4MEC in the old friends group. Yeah, we had confusion Tuesday last week there, but I ended up with Steve taking Tuesday and me taking Thursday, but I'm supposed to do Tuesday. And let's see. This is actually a week before our lunch. I know Lee used to always give us an early heads up, so next week is our lunch again. It'll be on Thursday, of course, so and this is a week from the last day of the month, so mark your calendars. Let's see. Do we have any late check-ins that would like to join us? Come now. Sounded like a no. And let's see here. Comments. Well, Buddy commented about you had enough rain. According to the Weather Bureau, you never get enough rain, so you're going to get more if the Weather Bureau has their way. So, my wife's down at the beach, and she took the coffee maker, the little coffee maker that we have, and I'm the only one that drinks it, and I have a cup in the morning usually, and I went back to the French press, but I got the wrong, the old coffee, the French press doesn't, wants a grainy coffee, not fine stuff, and it's not working well, so I'm having to do that and run it through a filter, but I'm doing to my old coffee maker, which quit working, what I did to the truck. I got a Mr. Coffee with a computer chip in it, and you can set the time and all that, and all this garbage. It's got LEDs, and the one that she took was nothing more than an on-off switch. So I opened the thing up and looked at the circuit board, and took 5 volts, and I put pure 5 volts to it, and it still didn't work, so I've ripped all the guts out of it, and it's wired exactly like the other one, the simple one with the toggle switch or rocker switch. And the only thing different is they put a relay in there and a 5-volt circuit to drive the logic. And I realized that all I had to do was route the 5 volts back to the relay with a switch, and it works just fine. So I'm in the process of covering up the holes that are no longer full of things like LEDs and displays, and converting it back to a simple coffee maker, and continue to use it from that point on, instead of going out and buying a new one, because I was raised by parents that were adults during the Great Depression, and they made me learn to reuse everything. It's an affliction. So let's get going. N4LQ in the group, W4MEC.
W4MEC. It's N4LQ. Boy, what you got to do to get a cup of coffee these days. My favorite coffee is Golden Corral, and I've tried it around different places and making it on my own, but their coffee is the best, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. I got a K-cup machine, and I never was too happy with it. The other day I made a cup in that thing, and I put some milk in the coffee, and I think it actually made it taste better. So I think when I'm done here today, I'm going to go make me a cup of coffee. It's a cheap K-cup, a Keurig, I guess it's called, a Keurig machine. And it's okay. It's one of the cheapies. My daughter bought it for me for Christmas one time when I started drinking coffee. Read's pretty weak here. I could copy some of it. If it was upper sideband AM, which is kind of interesting, made me wonder what rig that is. I thought he ran an ART-13, but I don't think it is with upper sideband AM. I even tried upper sideband and was able to copy better. And let's see, Taco Bell is a new place here, and they've been open all year, but they never, ever get the order right. You can just count on, we got kind of a kick out of it, but we always come out shortchanged somehow. And we've taken to just, when they hand the order out, just open the bag up and take an inventory of it and let the people behind you wait. You know, it's just amazing how they can do that. So, Gary, those Kenwoods sound really, really good this morning. I'm on the SDR. I'm live streaming as usual. So, there you go. Over to George. Hope you're copying okay. K4GDN, N4LQ.
N4LQ, and the route K4GDN. Yeah, I'm copying you okay, Steve, but I'm having some trouble with the rest. I get you and John and Buddy pretty good. Some of them are no copy, and the rest of them are pretty weak. Don't get much on Charlie either. I'm going to say 73 on this round. Like I say, things are a little weak here in Myrtle Beach for some reason. I'm not sure why. I may listen for a while, but I'm going to send it on to you, John. KZ4B in the group, K4GDN.
Okay, K4GDN in the group, KZ4B. Fine business, George. You were Q5 that time, but just barely. Conditions are not the best today. I'm not copying Reed at all, but I'm copying everybody else to varying degrees. And Steve, I love Taco Bell. I'm addicted to Taco Bell. But I did a lot of work in Mexico, and all my Mexican buddies despised Taco Bell. They just hated it. And because it's Tex-Mex, not real Mexican. But so I'm a Tex-Mexer. Shifting gears, talking about coffee, we have a Keurig K-Cup machine ourselves, and it's the second one. We were given the first one as a Christmas present, and it was, as far as RFI is concerned, it was quiet as a mouse. But it's when they first came out, and it was very well made. But it quit working, so we bought a second one where they had cheapened it up a number of ways, including they eliminated the RFI filter, and I didn't realize it was tearing my radio up. And I finally tracked it down and ended up putting in a Corcom filter that you plug in the wall and then plug the Keurig into the Corcom, and that hushed it up because the wiring in the house was acting like an antenna. And as long as it's just a Keurig machine making noise, it didn't radiate very well. So we fixed that. And speaking of the cost of coffee, I was watching Maria Bartiromo this morning, and she was saying that the average cup of coffee is $5.50 a cup if you go to Starbucks or one of the other coffee outfits. And my niece manages a Starbucks in Charlotte, and she said that nobody just orders black coffee. They get various additives, and the additives jack the price right on up. So nobody's really drinking even a $5.50 cup of coffee. It's a lot more than that. So I guess that's a gold mine. And one last comment, shifting gears again, looking forward to going to Xenia, and which is coming up here very rapidly. And I'm sure gasoline prices will be suitably high, but I'll be going with my buddy Mike Cumbo, who has a little Abarth Fiat 500, and it gets almost 40 miles to the gallon pulling a trailer. So we're cheating as much as we can. So on that note, over to Reed. Like I say, I'm not hearing you, Reed, but maybe conditions will improve. W2CQH in the group, KZ 4 Bravo, over.
KZ 4B, W2CQH. Well, I'm hearing you. Okay. Okay, Steve, on the upper side band AM. Well, the ART-13, like most things of 1945, has some incidental
W2CQH, WB4NKL, copied you. Good that time, Reed. I'm copying everybody, but the signals are noticeably weaker. I guess it's just everybody's not usually, or it's not pushing the S-meter up like normal at this location. But everything, like I say, everybody's readable. John, plan on going to Dayton or Xenia? I think we're going up a day early this time, going up on Wednesday, and we're going to go by another Ham's house up there in Indiana, and then we're going on up to Fire Radio before they close down. I think they're staying open, but for the Ham Fest. So I have to check on that to make for sure, but that's the plan at this time. I went up to Fire Radio in November, and Mark, W4WWC, he's never been, so he's wanting to take that in. So I guess we'll go up Wednesday and be up there early for the Ham Fest. It usually gets cranked up, people start coming in there Thursday, so we'll be over at Xenia early Thursday morning. So stick around one more. Go ahead, buddy. WB4 ARKs, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL, WB4ARK. Exactly when is Xenia, Cliff? Over.
May 16th, I think, is the date, John. It's in that week there, middle of May.
Okay, thank you. Well, let's see. Everybody's signal was readable except Reed. Reed, your signal was not readable this time. Too much background noise. And you did say something about the upper sideband issue with the ART-13, but I didn't get the full picture. So maybe someone that copied you could give a breakdown on what you said. The weather conditions with the storm that came through was pretty bad for Rock Hill. The National Weather Service is coming in, or already has come in, to determine if it was a tornado that went through, and they've determined, they haven't made a statement about that yet that I've heard, but the damage that was done was pretty significant. There was trees down, houses with they showed a picture of one house where the siding was just like someone had shot it with a double-aught buck shotgun many times. It was just beat all to pieces with the hail, and power lines down. It was a mess in Rock Hill, which is a fairly short distance from me. We were very lucky to not have any hail and no serious wind damage, or the few leaves in the gutter and such as that, but that was about it. The weather here is 55 right now, and let's see, we've got, I guess that's about it. So over to KN4R, Brian, WB4, ARK.
Okay, buddy. Very good. WB4ARK in the group. KN4R returning. Okay, buddy. Well, I'm sure glad that that you missed, you dodged the bullet on that Rock Hill weather. That was pretty crazy. And like you said, you know, it was amazing to see the houses with the shredded siding, and of course the beat-up cars, the cracked windshields, broken windows, and all that. And apparently the wind went sideways, like 60 to 90 miles an hour, and drove that the hail into the houses and all that. So anyway, and very good on Xenia coming up. Not sure if I'm going for the first time or not yet. And talking about Hamfest, there's one up in Nearfest. I think that's in Rhode Island. That's happening. Usually it happens Friday, Saturday, but this year for some reason it's happening Thursday, Friday. So, which kind of cuts out the people who work. That was because they got doubled up on the event location where they have this thing apparently. But so it'll be interesting to see the pictures or hear what shows up there. So Cliff, good hunting at Xenia and also Fair Radio. So I'm just hanging out close to the house today, still getting over the cataract surgery in the left eye. My left eye, I've got iritis in it, which means the eye's all swollen up and swelled up and bloodshot and all that. But it's getting better, so taking a lot of steroids. So anyway, over to you. And I heard Dr. Reed just a little bit that time, so just wish we had slightly better conditions, because I certainly love to hear all he has to say. So, Larry, back over to you. Nice signal on the Ranger 1. WB4NKM in the group, KN4R.
Okay, Brian, KN4R, WB4NKM. Well, signals here are about the same as they were the last go around. I can't say they've deteriorated, but I heard George and also heard Reed up here. Reed is picking up. His signal came up. Buddy, you're 20 over 9, and Brian, you were the same, 20 over 9. Most everybody's doing real good here this morning, signal-wise. And got to get out here and when it warms up and mow some grass. I got to change the oil in the mower and do that first, so that'll take a little while. Maybe it'll warm up some while I'm doing that. But good to be in here this morning, everybody. It's been a while. We had a real nice ham fest down at Greenville. I made that and met a lot of
hams I talked to up on 3885 and enjoyed it very much. I also had a good meal. We all got together and went out and ate afterwards. I'd like to someday meet the old friends luncheon down in Spartanburg. Maybe I can get together with Cliff and we'll go down and eat with you guys. That's something I can put on the calendar, I guess. Might do that this summer, Cliff. I'm going to say 73s, make this my final one, and I'll be listening. But I'm going to get prepared here and get ready to get out and fight the grass. Turn to you, Gary, K3OS. Good signal here, WB4NKM.
Okay, Larry. WB4NKM, K3OS. Well, thank you. Everybody's doing okay, as you say, except for a couple of guys. But that's okay. Conditions are the way they are. I'm laughing about thinking about coffee here. Charlie's episode with his maker. Well, it is really funny. I've got another one just on the way in. Should be here today or tomorrow. We've had for years a Cuisinart, which does K-cups and all that stuff, and it does a bad job out of it. I'll tell you, it does a terrible job. It's the stupid pods split when you use that. It also brews a pot of coffee, and it just does a miserable job. So I ordered a Keurig, and we'll see how that goes. I like, by the way, I like McDonald's coffee. It's one of my favorites in the pods. But we brew a pot every morning, and we go through it. Anyway, let's see. Nothing else to report. Just enjoying listening to everybody, and thanks for the comments. Oh, a quick thing to Steve. I should have thanks for that lead on that other audio isolator. I should have one here today. I'll give you a report on that, as now I have two different ones to compare, but the first one seems to be working just fine. Over to Boone, WA4EVK, K3OS.
K3OS in the group, WA4EVK. Yeah, the band is moving around a little bit. I did copy read 100% here. I haven't looked. I don't remember where his QTH is, and I haven't looked. I'll look later, but having trouble with George. I've been copying him pretty good lately. So we got some changing conditions this morning. Not much other than that. Question for Charlie is he thinks he's going to make the 6-meter net tonight. I got to test an antenna. Hopefully I'll be there. I'll be ready with it. And Cliff, I need some contact info for you. I got a couple of things I'm looking for, and that just about describes it. Today's antenna day here. My son's going to help, so you gotta stay busy when you got the help, I guess. And with that, I'm going back to Charlie this time. W4MEC, WA4EVK.
Okay, Ben, WA4EVK and the old friends group, W4MEC. Well, let me check. We'll do the 73 round. We have any really late check-ins that would like to join us? Nothing. So, I know Larry left. I kind of was drifting off there. I was looking at something else, and I'm not sure if George is still there. I'm not reading him real well. I kind of, from what I heard, I think he was listening, but it checked out. Anyway, if we'll go around with the 73s here and catch as catch can with who's here, who isn't. And yes, I'm planning on being on the net at 8 p.m. Boone, you know the drill. If I remember, number one. Number two, if I'm awake. So, if I remember and I'm awake, or vice versa, I will be there at 8 o'clock, give or take. Well, probably more take, because I have to wake up and then remember, and then I'll come running out there and turn it on. So, let's see, anything else? And That storm went through Myrtle Beach night before last. My wife said it was quite the event, and there was one the day before that. When we were driving down, we were behind one that had all kinds of red and yellows in it in the radar, and our little detour there with my broken heater pipe put us an hour behind, and that gave us time for that storm to go through Myrtle, because by the time we got there, the streets were still wet, and we didn't have to try and set up the camper in a storm or drive it in a storm, so it worked out in the long run. But then she, I think the next night, she had another monster storm there. It was what they call on the trailer park, a trailer shaker, because you're in that thing and the wind's blowing and you're just rocking there back and forth, even though you're on stabilizers. It doesn't help. So anyway, let's see. So let's go for the 73 round here, and I know for sure Larry left, but unsure about the rest. N4LQ in the group, W4MEC.
Okay, W4MEC, N4LQ for the 73 round. Yeah, George definitely did say 73s, and he's gone. And this will be it for me, so we'll say our 73s. I did look up Fair Radio on their website, and it says they are closing the doors on June the 28th. June the 28th. So after that, they are going to have an auction to get rid of whatever's left, I guess. And I was beginning to wonder if they ever were going to close. Now they've got a link on their website to just arrived vintage equipment. So they're still taking stuff in from somewhere. And one of the items is a Gibson Girl, an AN-CRT3 Gibson Girl, and they want $275 for the little yellow Gibson Girl. Gary, okay on the audio isolators, and glad you were able to order that one. I also got Ethernet isolator on this radio, and it is there to protect the radio and the router from or for the computer from surges on the Ethernet cable. And you know, a lot of times you'll have a nearby hit, and your Ethernet cable will act as the source for the ground back to your router and back through your cable system. So this isolates it, and it doesn't seem to affect the speed or anything. Seems to work okay. So we've got that. Sitting here enjoying a wonderful cup of K-Cup with milk in it. Tastes real good. So with that, 73s, and we'll turn it on to Buddy, WB4 ARK, N4LQ.
N4LQ, WB4 ARK. I didn't realize everybody before me had signed out, and after you, Steve, but I guess so. We got a Keurig about for Christmas about 2 years ago, and I plugged the thing in. We used it. We were not real greatly satisfied with it, but it worked okay. And however, it created noise on my receiver, and I decided to, it stays plugged in all the time, and even when it shut off, it produced noise. So when it was brewing, it was the same noise. So it was noisy on brewing and noisy in standby. So we decided that it wasn't what we liked, and we got rid of it. So anyhow, I think if you buy one today, you're going to have a noisy one. I don't know about the filters that they were using. I think they may have gone to a different circuit to feed the electronics, the light, LEDs, display unit, and that might be what's causing the problem. So with that, I'll just leave it at that. And with a Qualcomm filter, yes, you can bring the noise down to a reasonable level that it doesn't bother your receiver, and I would certainly look into doing that if that's an issue. Well, with that, over to KN4R. This is WB4ARK, and thanks, Charlie, for doing the net, and we'll see everybody hopefully on Thursday. So, KN4R, WB4ARK.
Yeah, I messed up and missed KZ4B.
Go ahead, John, get it straightened out.
Hey, John, you still with us? Go ahead and make a transmission, KZ4B, W4MEC.
Oh, okay, W4MEC with KZ4B. I wondered what happened. Steve, you eliminated me. Ouch. Anyway, back to the Keurig. You're right, buddy. The now deceased K4ITL, the blind ham, Danny Hampton, had one, and he and I had a conversation before he passed that he ran into the same situation with his Keurig. Yeah, he got the original one, and it was quiet as a mouse, and then he got a subsequent one, and they had left the filter out. So apparently on the first Keurig, to get past the FCC, they put the filter in, and then after that they cheapened it up and started cheating. So there. Shifting gears, I use a VHI ground break to eliminate ground loop noise. Now that's a neat little deal, and it's not too expensive if you're looking for one. It's in a nice little box, and it uses the little miniature headphone jack connector. So it's a handy little deal, but that's on the speaker end, not the mic end, and for whatever that's worth. And buddy, you are lucky that you missed the hail, and so glad. I'm happy for you. And Brian, I'm glad that your eyes are improving. Like I say, my wife had a pretty tough time of it with her cataract surgery. So I'm going to put mine off as long as possible. I may actually go blind before I let them touch me. Shifting gears, I'm going to have to cut grass today. That today will be the 7th, 6th day, right? But I'm going to need a bush hog if I don't go ahead and cut. So it's really leaping out of the ground. On that, so that's it. I've been worthy enough. Enjoyed it today. Thanks for calling the net. Charlie. And hope everybody has a good week. Looking forward to next week. Going to the Spartanburg and going corral and getting my usual small helping of chicken. So with that, with you next. KN4R and the group KZ4BK.
Okay, John, very good. KZ4B in the group. This is Brian, KN4R returning. All right, well, I hope everybody has a wonderful day today, and that's about all I can say. And I hope the weather stays nice as well. So, you see, I think it goes here. Gary, good luck with the audio isolator. Sounds interesting. K3OS the group, KN4R 73.
Would help if the microphone had some power. All right, KN4R, K3OS. All right, just make it very quick, 73s to everybody, and we'll catch you again. WA4EVK, K3OS.
K3OS in the group, WA4EVK. Not much to add here. Enjoyed it. Had pretty good signals with conditions, and I'm going to send it back up to Charlie, WA4MEC, WA4EVK.
Okay, Moon WA4EVK and the group W4MEC. All right, fellas, thanks to everybody that checked in. And maybe on Thursday, my modified coffee maker will be producing coffee again, and but I have to go get some in my modified pickup trucks. Both stripped of non-essential gadgets and to make them run better. So anyway, y'all have a good rest of the day here, and we'll talk to you in a couple of days. 7-3 all. It's W4MEC shutting down the old Friends Net. Bye-bye.